Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of BoxTalk. We're back with the middleweights, we're back with the tactician and the beast. We've got GGG versus Daniel Geale. Both guys commendable in all aspects. I've been mentioning in previous videos, these guys fight anyone put in front of them. They do not duck, they do not hide, and this fight proves it again. You've got the biggest puncher in the division versus most probably the best technician in the division. Ade.
Yeah, no, you know, I was thinking, well, as you were saying, I was thinking, is Daniel Geale the best technician? And he is. Now Darren Barker's retired. I give him that. I think Darren Barker, in terms of technically gifted, technician was just above him, but I'll give you Danny Geale. I'll give you that now. Look. Yeah. We are reviewing I think I've been wanting to do this one for ages. Because really and truly, I don't think, I'm trying to cast my boxing brain back years and years and years and years now. I don't think there's been anyone that people have talked about so much as potentially pound for pound number one that has not really fought anybody yet, really. I mean, yeah. Kurt Stevenson and Macklin. I'll give you those. Yeah. I'm talking about he's not really had that defining fight yet. No. But people talk about GGG like I've never seen before. He's all over Twitter. It helps that he can't speak English. Yeah. It almost gives that Ivan Drago feel to him. He is a monster, and I can't wait to see this fight.
You know, it reminds me GGG's upcoming. It reminds me of when Sergio Martinez beat Paul Williams.
Yeah,
and he was kind of no one really wanted to fight him, so he fought in Zurich. He fought, who else did he fight? But he fought someone else before that. Before he actually got to the Barker, Gills
and Pavlik.
Yeah, I'm trying to say he kind of was stuck in that zone. If no one wanted to fight him, he had the title, he had the name, but no one wanted to fight him. GG has offered out 3 weight classes, and he still can't get a fight in either of the weight classes. That's ridiculous in boxing. I mean, I think a lot of the boxers need to ask themselves about, do you really don't have a career in boxing if you don't want to fight the best guys in the division? And the thing about with GGG with these fights here, he hasn't had his defining moment. But when he does have a shot on TV, on the screen, because he has fought in Monaco a few times and has been Monte Carlo, he is putting numbers on the stations and he's knocking people out. That's what sells.
Yeah, I mean, look, I spoke to Abel Sanchez, GGG's trainer, and he was like, "Yeah, we'll fight Froch now. 1, 2. Look, this is how serious he is. Froch is the number 2 ranked WBA super middleweight champion of the world. We've got him in our pound for pound number 8. When it was put out there, who would win, Froch versus GGG? Bear in mind, guys, GGG hasn't really fought anyone of the caliber that Froch has fought. I think it was a resounding, this is no joke, resounding that GGG would beat him. And not only beat him, pretty much destroy him. That says a lot about how highly people rate.
And I tell you what, the reason why people are saying that, it's not just that GGG's a puncher. He's kind of a technical puncher.
He's monster.
Like he sets most of his jab, and his precision, and his accuracy, and the technique. He doesn't throw looping left hands or looping right hands. They're straight down the middle, they're sharp, know what I mean? His hooks are compact, know what I mean? Yeah. When he gets into a flurry, it's a little wilder, but normally on a standard boxing and defensively, he's not bad either.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, defensively, he's not bad either. Like, he does back up a little too straight sometimes, but defensively, he's not bad either. I mean, you could see why people were praising him so high. He just needs a chance to prove it with someone, and I think Daniel Geale is that person.
Yeah, look, I mean, when we watched the Macklin, and we'll talk about Daniel Geale very, very quickly. But we watched the Macklin fight, and I think on the studio we mentioned this in another GGV video. I'd like to mention it again very quickly. We watched the Macklin fight, and in the studio was Barker and Martin Murray. And I mean, they went to their faces straight away. They're like, they were legit at the time. They still are legit, and they didn't want any of it. No. They didn't want any of it. Yeah. And it's normally promoters or managers that don't want any of it. When fighters are like, don't really fancy. I'm fighting for a lot of money, but I don't really fancy.
They said that if they made it worth my while, it was all about what am I going to get to get into the ring. And that when you got a guy at the time who was a lower top 10, and you got the guys at the top end of the top 10 who's had title shots, are all considered to get a world title shot soon, saying nah, that tells you something about the fighter.
Anyway, let's talk about Daniel Geale. Look, Daniel Geale was that guy. Most of you might not know his nickname's Real Deal. Like the real deal about the Holyfield. Yeah. And he is the real deal. Yeah. He is the real deal. I mean, he could be really unbeaten. I mean, that fight with Darren Barker was going both ways. He put Darren Barker down hard in the 6th round with a body shot. And I thought he got caught up in almost like in a brawl that he didn't need to. And that probably lost him the fight. But he's the name that we wanted. I wanted GG to fight someone. I wanted him to fight, the likes of Kid Chocolate, Martinez. But if anything, the next person below that was Danny Geale. I want to see him fight someone in his weight class, not move around the weight, in his weight class and see how he does. And I think Geale will put up a great performance.
Let me tell you about Danny Geale, what people forget, This guy is, like I said, he's a tactician. He could box, but he also could fight. Yeah? He could pop. He got a little pop, he could punch as well, He could outwork you, He's got a high work rate. Not many people go to Germany and beat Felix Sturm.
Yeah,
you don't beat Felix Sturm. I'm trying to say, you got Murray and Barker. Sorry, Murray and Macklin said they went to Germany and beat Felix Sturm. No, Geale did.
Yeah,
Geale actually went there and beat him, and that's how it's done. I mean, traveling on the road, fighting on the road, doing anything. I mean, again, he's just like GG in a sense where he is not ducking no one.
Yeah.
He's taking on all comers and he's winning. Take away the split decision with Barker, which could have gone either way. What does he do what's not wrong?
No, you're right.
He doesn't get knocked out. I ain't seen him dropped.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a real fight. Forget not on paper. In reality, it is a real fight.
Oh yeah, forget if you remove the hype associated with GGG and you just look at both of their records on paper, just look at both of their records. Danny Geale's a slight favourite on this. Look, if you remove the hype away from GGG, Danny Geale's a slight favourite. He's fought better position, and we've seen him against higher opposition, and we've seen him win. But this is the big but. The rumours about GGG are all true. I mean, we've heard it from every single promoter. We've heard it from every manager. We've heard that he dropped Kovalev in sparring. Kovalev's a huge guy.
Just when I think of GGG, I think of like that phrase, the tip of the iceberg. We're only seeing that much, Once he gets into the thick of the division, we're going to see all what's under the water. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of story, a lot of hype.
That's very good.
It's hard to say it's true, but I think it's true. I think you can't steal my stuff.
That's quite good. Tip of the iceberg below the surface. That's quite good.
Anyway, I'm honestly and truly, I'm hard to call on this fight.
Yeah.
I can see how GGG wins, and we all know how he wins.
Yeah.
He goes for the knockout. He wants the stoppage. He's going to hit you everywhere he can, in the body, in the head, the arm, the bicep, the shoulder, your hand, anywhere he can, and he's going to put you out sooner or later. But at the same side, I could see how someone like Danny Geale would look at GGG and say, guess what? I could beat this guy. I'm going to box him. I'm going to keep my range. I'm going to keep my distance. I'm going to outwork him. When he loads up, I'm going to counter him. Because that's what a tactician does. A tactician thinks of all the aspects around the fight, not just like charging forward.
See, a tactician is someone that almost dictates the fight. You kind of dictate it. You kind of say, this is how the fight's going to play out, and you've almost got to kind of find ways to kind of outdo me. I.e. Mayweather, I.e. Bernard Hopkins, probably the best tactician, and Marquez before he started brawling. Probably the best tacticians of our generation. GGG, I feel, simply won't allow it to happen. It's almost like, I'm not allowing you to dictate how I fight. Against Macklin almost said, I had this kind of plan in mind. Although Macklin's not a tactician, I'll give you that. But Macklin, after the fight, said, I had this thing where, okay, round 1 and 2 we're going to go, and then he hit me. And as soon as someone hits you, like the way they talk about GGG's power, I think tacticians will go out the window.
When you talk about scoring a fight, I think GGG hits that phrase directly, effective aggression.
Yes.
It's not just wild aggression, it's not just 100 punches. He's actually controlling the range and distance. He's being aggressive, but he's controlling everything that you want to do more than you want to control what he wants to do. And you find yourself trapped in corners, trapped on the ropes, or stuck with heavy shots on your chin. And the thing about it as well, which I find funny,
it closes the distance.
Well. The thing about it with GGG as well is that, again, we haven't seen it yet on paper, but apparently he's a very technical boxer as well. But we have not seen it because he hasn't had the opponent to use those qualities as of yet.
And see, I don't know if Geale is that opponent yet in terms of tactician. The thing about Geale, yes, he's a tactician, but I saw it against Barker. Tacticians went out the window straight away. Them guys seem to just brawl for 12 rounds. If he gets in that kind of situation with Golovkin, then lights out very quickly. Maybe not lights out, but I kind of feel like he would lose the fight quite wide. I don't know if Geale can be knocked out. We'll see. This is the acid test. If he can box on the outside, brawl a bit, then step away and again box on the outside, he's got a chance. Other than that, for me, forget it.
So the reason why I'm concerned about this fight a little bit, and which not concerned with GGG, is that we've seen GGG cut. We've seen him bruised and marked up. So even though he's quite savvy defensively, he does get hit. And with someone like Geale, who's going to land loads of shots and have that work rate, those bruising, that cuts, those scar tissue, that swelling could be a problem. I don't see this fight stopping anyhow within the first half of the fight. I think this fight will be close competitive in the first 6 rounds. And like you said, the acid test will be after 6 rounds. If GGG doesn't hit too many shots and doesn't have no cuts or swelling as previously, even when he fought Stevens, he had quite a bit of swelling and damage around the face.
No shame, Stevens.
No shame. I'm just saying that he can be hit.
I think they're under pressure with GGG. I really do. Speaking to Abel Sanchez, he said what he did mention was a lot is to do with TV, and that seems to be the problem with America. It's not a case of GGG just winning, which I think GGG can. I think you can just outbox someone and win. It's almost happened to make the fights exciting. Yeah. You're almost forced to make the fights exciting, or that's it. You know, no one. I think Mayweather has maybe confused people with. Mayweather's fights aren't exciting. Yeah. It's what he does in the build-up to the fights that are exciting. Yeah. If Mayweather didn't have that persona outside the ring, his fights wouldn't be... Do you get what I'm trying to say? You've almost got to make the fight. And I think that GGG recently had to almost get involved with people to make the fights exciting for TV execs. Yeah. He's starting to get to the stage now where he's almost a guaranteed TV player. Yeah. I think we're going to start to see another GGG, the guy that just boxes and just wins. Anyway, very quickly, how does it play out? You kind of mentioned that you think it's going to go kind of close 6 and then what? GGG goes away with it or what?
Honestly and truly... I've got two decisions in my head. I've got GGG by late stoppage / TKO or points decision. And if it's a point decision, I think it's going to be, unless you get some knockdowns on Geale, I think it's going to be very, very hard to outpoint him. As much as Barker outpointed him, I thought that fight was 6 rounds apiece, taking the knockdown. Geale could have won the fight. Even though I thought Barker edged it, it was one of those fights where it's just very, very hard to make a decision on how you're going to outpoint someone with Geale's skill set. I don't want to sit on the fence. I will go with the favourite GGG based on his power, that he will get a knockdown or 2 that will make him win a close but comfortable unanimous decision.
Okay, I'm going wide, and I'm going really wide. And you know what? They've got me. All the GGG guys, you've got me. I'm in the camp. I'm an official band member. I am an official fan member of Gennady Golovkin. I really am. I think this guy, honestly... It's something about you when you literally are a 160 guy and you said, okay, I'll go down to 154, can't get a fight. 160, can't get a fight. 168, can't get a fight. Catch weight between 170, can't get a fight. Yeah. There's something about that in America. Yeah. People are seeing something about this guy that we're not privy to see over here. And for that reason, just for that reason alone, I'm going guy GGG late stoppage or wide point decision. But look, guys, what do you think? This is a huge fight. It's probably not got the all the presence because of so many fights that are being mentioned at the moment. Canelo, Lara, there's so many fights. But this could be fight of the year. I've said that a lot, but it could be fight of the year candidate. We've got 2 guys here that won't run away from each other. They'll trade. Who knows? GGG or Geale. Guys, leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. Email us
at boxtalk@hotmail.co.uk and don't forget to follow us on Twitter at boxtalkuk.
And also, guys, look, please don't forget to subscribe. Remember, check out ringnews24.com for your latest boxing news. And thanks for tuning in for another edition of Box Talk.